Welcome, my name is Ian Brown and I head up the team at Onion Reporting Software. This presentation concerns the features of Onion Reporting Software's Onion product. First we'll review the main features of the software and its outputs. Then we'll look at the user interface, and lastly we'll take a tour of some example outputs. Onion performs a transaction-level extract of Sage accounting data into a self-contained, distributable Excel file. That is, whilst the Excel file is created on a machine with access to Sage Instant or Sage Line 50 data, once created, the workbook can be used anywhere. There are many reasons to want your data in Excel. For example, many feel more comfortable working in an Excel environment. You might want to look at your accounts at a time or in a place where you don't have access to your Sage software, or maybe if you have bookkeeping clients, you may wish to provide them with the Onion workbook instead of PDFs or paper-based reports at each month end as an added value measure to your client. Also, at Onion we provide a free service to our customers configuring complementary report templates to meet sophisticated bespoke, departmental, consolidation and budget reporting requirements. The Onion workbook contains a suite of profit and loss and balance sheet presentations, graphs of key accounting figures, pre-configured pivot table reports, a comprehensive set of departmental trial balances, and a complete audit trail from report presentation to supporting transactions. With Onion, you or your client will be able to see exactly what makes up any figure in your month or year-end reports. Let's look now at the simple user interface where you specify the Sage accounting data you want to extract to Excel. Onion detects all the versions of Sage for which there is an ODBC driver installed on the current machine. For this presentation we're going to focus on the demo company data distributed with Sage Instant 2013, otherwise known as version 19. Next we select the company from the list of companies detected as available to the computer Onion is installed on. Additional companies can be added manually if Onion is unable to detect the data location automatically. Initially, Onion only prompts using the data location, but after we provide login credentials and password and connect to the selected company, it registers the company name recorded in the Sage files at that location. The demo data is for a company called Stationery and Computer Mart UK. You can see there are two charts of accounts defined for the demo company. I'm just going to choose the first. As it happens, Sage have set the financial year for the demo company to 2011, but the last transaction posted is 2010, so I'm just going to alter the Onion default year end to 31st of December 2010 in order to achieve meaningful outputs. The next option allows you to summarize comparative year information rather than capture transaction level data for both years. The default setting is on. Finally, select which Excel workbooks you wish to create. This video deals only with the main transactional analyses. See our separate aged debtors and aged creditors videos to explore the features of these reports. Click on the Create Onion Analysis in Excel button to compile the reporting pack and/or aged debtor and aged creditor analyses. When processing is complete, you'll have an Excel workbook on screen containing all the tabs previously described in our overview. I just want to cover some common features of these worksheets using the first worksheet as an example and then run through the others fairly quickly. There's a toggle for the line flow effect on screen and on paper. The display will default to the earlier of the month in which today's date falls, or the last month of the chosen Sage financial year. It would seem that data is patchy in the demo company after April, so I'm going to change the period to April 10. This sets the month on the other worksheets too. The displays you see are based on the selected Sage chart of accounts definition. This display should look similar to your paper-based or PDF reports. However, subcategories can be broken down to nominal code level using standard Excel outlining capabilities, either all at once using the level indicators, or individually using the plus and minus signs. The next worksheet is a quarter by quarter comparative outcome display. Looking at the balance sheet presentation, you'll note that the VAT liability shows as an asset at the start of the year and in April, but as a liability in January, February and March. This reflects the Sage Demo Company chart of accounts definition. If it was your company, you'd probably rename the current asset subcategory to VAT recoverable rather than just leaving it as the default VAT liability. Next we come to other profit and loss and balance sheet displays. First, the P&L summary page, month and year-to-date displays for the current and prior years. Next, the P&L variance page, month and year-to-date variance calculations. Lastly, a balance sheet summary giving the current period against both the comparative period and the prior year end. Then we come to the graphs. Print preview may give you a better idea of what is shown. Unfortunately, the data in the demo company isn't great, but hopefully you'll get the general gist of it from this display. This is the sales graph. There are also cost of sales, overheads and profit graphs. The pivot table section is where the Onion workbook really comes alive. You've previously seen the product sales subcategory broken down by nominal account. However, you might want to know what the customer breakdown of the sales total is. Double-click on the nominal account for Sales North, and it reveals customer codes, names, addresses, contacts, and telephone numbers together with the amounts. What about the items sold to each customer? If I open up my pivot table field list and add the details field to the display, you can see what items each customer has purchased. What if I want to know which customers are buying particular items? Drag the columns on the display and you can see that information at a glance. The fields at the top represent filters and provide another way of looking at the data. For example, if we want to look at the sales for sales rep George, we can just set the page field filter to focus in on his sales. As you can see, you can filter by department, sales ledger analysis codes and purchase ledger analysis codes if you use those elements of functionality within Sage. As with any pivot table, you can drill to detail by double-clicking on the number you want to investigate in the pivot table display. In this case, we'll look at the 1330 for Sales South in April 10. Double-click on the 1330 and we can see that it relates to one invoice, number 60, and two items, £1,030 for the installation of a 6-user network and £300 for a consultancy fee. It is this interactive analysis capability and the availability of transaction detail that makes the Onion workbook so powerful. There are profit and loss and balance sheet year-to-date pivot table displays available as well. The final pivot table I'd like to draw to your attention is the TB pivot table showing the balance on each nominal ledger code at each month end over the entire 2-year period. The signage of the figures in this pivot table reflects the proper debits and credits used for accounting purposes. Finally, many of our more sophisticated customers find the information on the All TBs tab the most useful part of the Onion workbook. This tab is used by our free complementary templates to provide the basis for bespoke reporting in an Excel environment. Consolidations, departmental reporting and budget reporting are common uses. We provide free support services to help customers configure the templates to suit their needs. Watch out for a future post concerning our free complementary templates. That's the end of our brief overview of Onion's capabilities, but the Sage Demo Company would be no basis upon which to assess Onion's suitability for your purposes. Try the fully functional software against your own company data for free. We provide free help with configuring any of our complementary templates for you too. If you like it, an annual license for access to all your Sage versions and companies from one machine will cost only £50. If you find Onion is overkill for your circumstances, we would invite you to look at our two balance-based products, Onion Lite and Onion Free. Perhaps their simplicity is what you are looking for. Please visit www.onionrs.co.uk to download the latest version for trial. Email me at info@onionrs.co.uk if you have any questions. Thank you for taking the time to watch.